and Jason Charbonneau, and we are Synchronized Studios. Synchronized Studios is a software company that programs applications. Our showcase application is called Memorizer. Now keep in mind that we actually created Memorizer from scratch. No help, nothing, all from our brains. Okay, Memorizer organizes notes, appointments, to-do lists, and many more. Our data is synchronized across all devices. We run on all major platforms, which means Windows, Mac, and of course the mobile devices. Our target groups are technology users who own multiple devices, preferably ages 16 and higher. So problems that other applications face. Their data is not available on every device. Apps are just too complicated. We have a very big market opportunity. Windows is opening up a new app store. So Synchronized Studios wants to get our foot in that door in that brand new market. Our competitive advantage would be that Memorizer is available in multiple app stores. We have free applications with limited data storage, and if our customers wish to buy more data, they can purchase additional storage. Our exponential growth projections are that we break even in the first 6 months. Then we have a profit of over $900,000 in the second year, and by the end of our third year, our profit is close to $7 million. And Synchronized Studios' mission is to give people outstanding, easy-to-use applications that help them access their data from everywhere, anytime.
So let's talk marketing. We actually have made a SWOT analysis to get to know our advantages and our disadvantages of our company. One of our major strengths is that we provide simple applications that users can use without having to learn new applications every time they use another application of us. We have low monthly maintenance costs because we don't sell physical products that depreciate in any way. One of our weaknesses is that we're still a relatively unknown company. That will change with a bigger marketing campaign. A very big opportunity for us that we are going to exploit is that the empty Windows store with the upcoming Windows 8 in fall 2012 is completely empty. There are no apps inside. We have no established competitors. So this is an opportunity for us to set foot in that market because nobody's competing. The technology industry as a whole is an extremely fast-growing market. This explains our exponential growth. One of the threats, well, if we don't have many competitors and copycats might come up. We have made a user experience test with 27 business professionals because we wanted to collect primary data and see if our applications really are easier than the competition. Yes, they are. 93% chose our application over the competitors' products. 93%. Also, we can back up our marketing strategy with secondary data. 42% of the American consumers would want a Windows 8 tablet. And with the tablet market, it's a huge advantage for our company because the more devices people have, computers, laptops, notebooks, tablets, smartphones, and the list goes on. The more devices they have, the more data they have in different places. So they want a solution where they can access the data in a single way. Our product strategy is that our data is not only available online, but also offline. That means that it's downloaded onto your device. If you're on a plane, well, you probably have no internet connection on your phone, which means that you can't work with your data. But a businessman who is flying for 12 hours probably wants to work with his data, so we make this available also offline. Data is synchronized across devices. That means that the work I start here can easily be continued on my smartphone. Later on, once we expand and grow, we might address multiple target groups. Not only business people like right now, but maybe even the youth with gaming apps, etc., etc. We only have a single account per customer. That means that customers only need to create a single account to use every single of our apps. If they have 5 apps of us installed, they just have 1 account, not 5. Our pricing strategy is that our applications are free. So you can download them for free, and you get provided with an initial data storage of 100 megabyte. However, this is not very much, because this storage is shared among our applications. So if we have multiple applications, those applications share those 100 megabyte. Consumers will probably run out of storage, so we offer a flexible data plan so that they can buy more storage. Our plan starts at $3 per month and goes up to more if they need more storage. The apps we sell are sold through the app stores for the multiple platforms. The Apple App Store, for the iPhone, the iPad, etc., the Windows Store, Windows products, etc. As I said, we benefit heavily from mobile devices, since the more devices exist, the more likely it is that people have more devices and want to synchronize their data. Also, people's data is available through our product website. So if they work on a PC where our app is not installed, they can access the data using a normal browser like the Internet Explorer. Our promotional strategy is that we will start with a word-of-mouth strategy, because we just can't afford a huge ad campaign within the first weeks and months. However, we really benefit from positive App Store ratings, especially in the empty Windows Store. Just imagine, you have an empty App Store, no apps are inside, and our app gets promoted with a high rating. Free apps are downloaded more, so we offer our apps for free, because if we're an unknown company, well, people are probably not that likely that they're going to pay for an app that they don't even know. So we offer our apps for free. Later on, they become paid subscribers, maybe. Yeah, and we're going to expand our marketing campaign once we get the big money. We are a corporation, and we're based in an office in downtown San Jose, which is actually not too important for us because we provide digital content. So it doesn't really matter where our programmers sit. Technically, they could sit right here. We provide customer service with email, and later on, we will hire one full-time representative for every 50,000 customers. The data we have will be stored on Amazon Web Servers, which is a reliable existing online data storage. So we do not manage this ourselves. We use Amazon Web Servers because it's tremendously cheaper than hosting our own servers.
I'd actually like to start with a question. For those of you who are investors or may one day invest, raise your hands if you want to hear about a company that will break even within 6 months, generate a profit of almost $7 million, and do this in its first few years. If you're not raising your hands, I know you're just too afraid to admit it. Now, how many of you use a computer? Okay, easy. For those of you not raising your hands, I know most of you, once again, are just too shy. Right? I mean, everybody uses a computer. There are around 450 million Windows users, and of these we project at least 22% of them will start using Windows 8. And of these we project that 0.8% of them will start using Memorizer in its first year, which leaves us to assume, from precedents that have been set, that we will have 15,000 premium users, or 1.9% of Memorizer users. It's these small percentages that will allow us this incredible growth and put us center stage in 2012. Now, I'd like to remind everyone that from the thorough research we've done, we made educated guesses from the most conservative angle possible. From these educated guesses, our income statement will show exponential growth in our first 3 years, and we can also show that we will have positive cash flow by the end of our first year. Finally, we can see that even from these conservative numbers, our company will balance close to $10 million, and only after 3 years. And so if you have any questions, please feel free to ask after the presentation. Our company will start with an initial investment of $8,000 from each of our members, totaling $32,000. Afterwards, we will need an external investment of $26,749.64. This figure may increase or decrease based on whether this is a loan or not. And from this graph, we can even show when the money will need to be dispersed. Thank you.
Okay, so our next steps for Memorizer would be more features, obviously, a better advertising campaign, and future applications with collaborating tools. Those of you who have not seen Memorizer, that's what it looks like. And we'd like to end just the way we started, by our mission statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Synchronized Studios, our judges.
Well, the truth is we've actually pretty much developed our product. I mean, that's one of the things we wanted to show you with the iPad, is we have well, it's not entirely finished, but we basically have the finished version in front of you. We just need to work on actually letting it synchronize to our servers. And honestly, because our programmers are actually already part of the team, and they're already owners, we've already agreed to set salaries for ourselves, so it's not going to cost anything more than our salaries to develop.
Thank you for the good presentation. How much will it cost you per user, the initial user that you get for free? How much will it cost you?
How much will it cost us? Actually, in one of our graphs, if we go back to the, if you can actually see, it's basically in our first year, advertising is about half of our expenses. It's about, I mean, off the top of my head, it's about like 10 cents for every 10 cents a month for every gigabyte that we store on Amazon web servers. So basically, a tenth of that would cost us a tenth of that for every free account.
In your SWOT analysis, you mentioned the risk of copycat competition or people entering who might try to leapfrog you with something. Have you thought about how you would deal with that and either lock in customers or growth?
So what sets us apart from our competition is that we don't only provide simple apps, but also synchronize the data in a very simple way. It's not that there are not any solutions that exist to synchronize data, it's just too complicated. And the average user is does probably not know enough to set up these automatically synchronizing solutions, which is what our apps do. They save without you having to explicitly click something, and they synchronize that data without having to do something. So it's all taken care of.
And I'd also like to address the specific thing about the copycats. I think one of the big things that we have is that our company definitely, I think we show that we can develop a lot of momentum in our first couple of years. So basically, one of the main advantages we're going to have is that there's little to no competition when we start. The market isn't entrenched with competitors. It's not covered with lots of companies that do this. If we have copycats, they have a big disadvantage that we didn't when we first started up. The fact is that we are now their competitors.
I'd like to start by thanking you for the iPad.
Well, we're probably going to pick that up later. So.
No, I think my question sort of follows Simon's. What are you doing now to secure your cornerstone of the market in the fact that you're not planning on launching this, or it's going to be an app that's available on Windows 8, which is going to be launched in fall 12. So what are you doing now to secure your market?
Well, I think one of the things that we kind of briefly addressed that. What we're going to do is we're actually going to release on several different platforms. We're obviously going to start with the PC, the Mac, anywhere we can, really, and then. But the reason we mentioned Windows 8 is because it's going to be one of those fields where it's completely empty, and that's where we're really going to shine. That's the only reason we emphasize that. But yeah, we're going to be in pretty much every platform possible. We're not going to start late.
I think you quoted a figure with respect to the average number of mobile devices that everybody owns. There was a number I think that you threw out about the average number of mobile devices mobile devices that people own. I think there was something about 6. Was that something early on?
Sorry, I'm not sure that I understand the question.
It was really early in the presentation. And I was wondering how you got that figure.
I think we're...
So this is the first slide. I'm sorry, I don't know which number you're talking about. So this is the first slide. This was the second slide.
somewhere in the presentation where you created an estimate of users, the boxes coming down.
Ah, I see. This was at the ending. Thanks. Yes. Let me just fast forward. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I think back on the slide where you had, I think there was something about 16, you were talking about 16 average age or something like that. And I thought you said something about 6 mobile devices, the average number of mobile devices that everybody owns.
No, I said that usually it'd be for people who are 16 and older. I think I didn't say anything about 6 average devices. I just said that it'll be running on multiple platforms, so on multiple devices pretty much, with usually people who are 16 and older. Because these are mostly for technology users and more so business people.
Okay, so do you have any idea how many, what I guess your projection for what the market interest would be in this, because for people that have multiple devices or people that only have 1 or 2?
Okay, the interest is pretty high because everybody who owns a smartphone most of the time also needs a computer for that. So every person that owns an iPhone wants to use iTunes either on a Mac or on a Windows PC. So people owning smartphones automatically have to have PCs. And many people that have a notebook or something may also have a PC. And the more mobile devices that are available, including tablets like the iPad, increase the number of devices that might be available for customers. So I, for example, have a desktop, a PC, a notebook, an iPad, and an iPhone. So I want to share my data across all these devices so that it's available on each of them.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Synchronized Studios.